Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Vicky B and I am doing this look for today's video. If you are new or just passing through, welcome. So if you are interested in how I got the results, go ahead and keep on watching. I'm first starting off with my P. Louise base in the shade Rumor 4. I'm taking a flat brush and I'm patting this onto my entire lid, making sure that I blend it in with the concealer that I use to clean up my eyebrows, as well as making sure that the base is dry for the eyeshadow application, so that the loose pigment that I use, it doesn't mix in with the base and doesn't become gritty. I need to make sure that I have a smooth and even surface for my eyeshadow. I'm going to be using my Juvia's Place The Warrior palette. I'm going to be taking the color Cano as my transition shade, and I'm going to be putting this into my crease and above, closer to my eyebrow bone. I'm dipping into this color multiple times because I'm building up the opacity of this eyeshadow. I need to make sure that it blends well with my loose pigment that I'm going to use. From that same palette, I'm going to be using the shade Minnow, and it's a darker brown color. I'm using that to create depth for that transition shade that we use. So I'm taking a smaller tapered brush and I'm stamping that color into my crease, and I want to keep it in my crease. I'm stamping it on my outer V first because that's where I want the most color, and then I'm going to be blending it towards my inner V. Now I'm going to go back with my transition shade. I'm going to go over that darker brown color that I used in my crease, and I'm just going to blend it all out so that there's no harsh lines and that there's a smooth gradient. My loose pigments are by Larue Cosmetics. The first one that I'm going to be using is Chocolate City, and I'm going to be taking a small flat brush, and I'm just being real precise with it because I don't want the pigment to go everywhere. So to prevent the pigment from going everywhere, I decided to use a smaller brush to stamp this onto my entire lid. I'm not going to be doing a cut crease because I just want everything to blend in together. On top of that, I'm going to be using another loose pigment. It's Brown Sugar Sass. It's also by Larue Cosmetics. This one has a bit of a gold glitter to it, so I'm going to put that on top, and then I'm going to go back with the transition color again, and from my crease up towards the eyebrow bone, I'm just going to blend it all out. For eyeliner, I'm going to use my Inglot gel liner, and I'm taking a small detailed brush. It's a real skinny brush that'll help me get a precise line for my liner. I like to use these type of brushes instead of an angled brush because I feel like I can manipulate the product a lot better. For my inner corner, I decided to use Idia from the Juvia's Place palette, but this color turned out to be a little bit too yellow, so I decided to go on top of it with Morphe. It's a cooler, more of a champagne color. For foundation, I'm going to be using my Too Faced Born This Way foundation in the shade Butterscotch, and I'm going to be taking a brush and just swiping it all over my face. And then I'm going to blend it out with a bigger brush. For concealer, I'm using my Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Butterscotch. And I'm just going to use this to conceal the areas underneath my eyes, my forehead, my chin, and my nose. And then I'm using my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer to highlight, and that's in the shade Medium Tan Sand. I like to spray my face with setting spray, so I'm using the Morphe setting mist to set my face before I blend in the concealer. I feel that the setting spray works a lot better when you set your face in between layers versus setting it at the end. I always start with my forehead first, and then my chin, and then my nose. I feel like you build up product on the brush as you go, and those are the areas where I want the least product. To contour, I'm using my Fenty Beauty Matchstick, and it's in the shade Truffle. I decided to go a little extra with the contour just because I wanted it to be a little bit more defined with this look. So you'll see me adding a little bit of extra product, especially on my forehead and my nose. And I'm going to take a flat top angled brush, and I'm going to be using that to blend out my cheekbones and my forehead. And then from that same brush, I'm going to be using the smaller side to blend out my nose and to blend out underneath my lip. For my setting powder, I'm using my Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r powder in the shade Banana, and I'm just going to be lightly placing that powder in the areas where I put my concealer. I'm also going to be using that concealer underneath my jawbone just to define that contour a little bit more. For my nose, I'm using a smaller detail brush to help me snatch my nose how I want it. For bronzer, I'm using the Fenty Beauty Stalk'r in the shade Caramel Cutie, and I'm going to use that to go over everywhere I use the contour stick. And again, I'm just using a smaller detail brush for my nose. Just like I blended out the contour stick going up into my eyebrow, I'm going to do the same for that as well. Once that's completed, I am dusting it off, but I did forget that I needed to do my under eye, so I decided to put some more powder under there just in case if I had some loose pigment that fell down, I didn't want it to mess up all the work that I did on my face. So for my under eye, I am going to be taking the Chocolate City, and I'm going to be taking the transition shade. I'm going to be smoking out my under eye. For my waterline, I'm going to be using this liner by Bodyography. It's in the shade Bali Bronze. And because I'm doing a smoky eye, I still wanted my eyes to seem more open versus closed. So I decided to do a lighter eyeliner versus a black eyeliner in my waterline. For mascara, I'm going to be using my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and I'm going to be coating my top lashes as well as my bottom lashes. For my lips, I'm going to be using my NYX Lip Liner to line my lips, and that's going to be in the shade Brown. And then I'm going to be using the NYX Liquid Suede liquid lipstick, and it's going to be in the shade Downtown Beauty. It's a brown shade. It's on the warmer side, but I still think it complements the eyes. And then for the lip gloss, I'm going to be using my NYX Cosmetics lip gloss. This shade is in Golden Parachute. For highlight, I'm going to be using my e.l.f. Glow Gleam Beam highlighter palette. And then to set my face, I'm going to be using my Morphe setting mist. So So that is it for this look. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to talk to you guys later. Stay safe, stay blessed, and stay you. Bye.